really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like everybody they tiptoe around with this social media. But what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequence.
They once looked like the modern dream, a fearless artist shaking up the music world and an NBA champion with swagger to spare. Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert turned heads not just for their talents, but for their electrifying connection. They shared a love story that many labeled goals, and for a time, it seemed like they had it all. But behind the Instagram photos and red carpet appearances, there were whispers that everything wasn't as picture-perfect as it appeared. Today, we're diving deep into the cracks that formed in this high-profile union, the rumors swirling around their dramatic split, and the eye-opening arrival of a new man who just might be Teyana's ticket to real happiness. Before anyone jumps to conclusions, let's address the elephant in the room. Teyana was always the undeniable star of her own show. A powerhouse singer, dancer, and creative visionary, she had the talent and determination to soar in multiple industries. Meanwhile, Iman brought his own shine as a basketball champion who'd garnered a solid fan base. Together, they carried themselves like a celebrity power couple that seemed invincible. But as we peel back the layers, it becomes clear that beneath the glamorous surface lurked controversies, suspicions, and messy allegations that eventually tore them apart. Yet, Teyana didn't crumble under heartbreak. Instead, she surprised everyone by maintaining her elegance, refusing to publicly drag Iman, and stepping forward with her head high. Now, she's rumored to have found a new romantic interest in actor Pirre, who many believe is the polar opposite of everything Iman represented. Is this new relationship just a rebound, or is it the best thing that's ever happened to Teyana?
Why am I so late to the party? Why didn't I know about Aaron, Pirre, that's Mufasa, and Teyana Taylor? Baby, what? Oh, you're gonna love me. That shit looks so divine. It's almost look like they was made for each other. Them motherfucking pictures look like they supposed to be in an art museum. Like, that shit looks so fucking...
And why is Iman seemingly so pressed over it? Let's break it all down, step by step, uncovering every twist that's had fans glued to their screens. In the early days, Tiana and Iman were met with applause and admiration. Tiana, already an established creative force, had proven her versatility through music, choreography, fashion, and even directing her own music videos. She had an in-your-face authenticity that resonated with fans craving authenticity in an industry often dominated by artificial personas. Iman, fresh from his NBA achievements, brought athletic fame to the table. He wasn't just any basketball player, he was known for his hustle on the court, a championship ring, and a certain aura that made him stand out among other athletes. Together, they seemed like the perfect fusion of artistry and sports prowess, a couple that turned red carpets into personal runways and music videos into romantic collaborations. Fans couldn't get enough. Social media posts of them dancing together or snapping family pictures with their children garnered thousands upon thousands of likes. Brands wanted them for endorsements, while interviewers kept prying for intimate details of how they managed to balance their hectic lifestyles. From the outside, it was pure black love in a fairy tale setting. Nobody could have predicted that just beneath this glossy exterior, bigger issues were brewing. But fairy tales sometimes harbor plot twists. Even in those seemingly blissful early days, there were rumors. Whispers floated around about Iman's social life, and the crowd he kept when Tiana was busy touring or creating. Tiana herself seemed hyper-protective of their family image, often stepping in to deny allegations and maintain a united front. Maybe she believed in the strength of their marriage, or maybe she was hoping that loyalty and hard work could iron out any wrinkles.
French kid. I am here for it. I am here for it. That gotta be the reason why Lori was like, nah, I'm cool on him. Because you know Lori is not turning down no new bait, baby. She would've ate it up real quick. Oh, I'm just hurt for it. They look so damn good together. Like,
either way, the seeds of doubt had been planted, and it wouldn't be long before those seeds sprouted into headlines that no amount of spin could hide. Cracks in the foundation appeared with quiet but persistent rumors of infidelity. Nothing was confirmed initially, just the typical chatter that surrounds any high-profile couple. Sometimes these murmurs turn out to be baseless gossip. But in Tiana and Iman's case, the noise kept growing until fans could no longer brush it off as random hearsay. Sudden sightings of Iman at parties without Teyana, cryptic social media posts hinting at relationship stress, and anonymous sources claiming to have receipts all added tension to the narrative. Teyana, for her part, often tried to keep the lid on. She'd respond on Twitter or Instagram with short clarifications or subtle jokes, doing her best to reassure fans and dismiss the speculation. But once a rumor gains momentum, it's difficult to stop. One day, you're ignoring a troll in your comments section. The next, you're dealing with messy allegations that threaten to tarnish everything you've built. For Teyana, the rumors stung especially hard because she'd always been vocal about family, loyalty, and Black love. She wanted the world to see her union as genuine, and perhaps, for a while, she believed she could handle the controversies privately. Behind closed doors, however, the trust between them was taking a hit. Still, Teyana wasn't the type to publicly crumble. Instead, she did what countless people in troubled relationships do. She doubled down on defending her partner. Whenever the gossip mill started churning, she would step forward to set the record straight, sometimes even joking about the rumors to lighten the mood. Some fans applauded her devotion, while others cautioned that it might be enabling the very behavior they suspected from Iman. Hindsight would prove that those warnings weren't entirely off base. Over time, it became harder for Teyana to shield Iman from the fallout. Rumors of infidelity transformed into allegations of multiple side relationships, each one seemingly more brazen than the last. And the tipping point? Allegations that Iman had been playing stepdaddy to a side chick's child, with so-called evidence circulating on various online forums. Although nothing surfaced with concrete legal proof, it was enough to inflame public opinion and sow deeper doubts about Iman's loyalty. Teyana found herself in a painful predicament, sticking by her marriage vows, but also confronting a wave of scandal after scandal. Even the most patient partner can reach a limit, especially if they sense the situation is draining their energy and compromising their self-respect. While some individuals might have exposed Iman's mistakes at this juncture, Teyana remained mostly tight-lipped, determined to keep her family matters out of the tabloids as much as possible. Meanwhile, fans started noticing a shift in Teyana's demeanor during her public appearances. She was still the vibrant, bossed-up performer everyone admired, but there was a palpable guardedness in interviews. She'd dodge any question about the state of her marriage and redirect the conversation to her career moves or her children's accomplishments. Astute observers recognized these as telltale signs that not all was well behind the scenes. As if the cheating rumors weren't enough, talk of financial disputes began to surface. Some claimed Iman was squandering cash on frivolous things, while Teyana shouldered more responsibility. Others insisted that the real friction was about Iman being out-earned by Teyana, leading to clashes over ego and finances. Though nobody outside their inner circle had the full story, the narrative of a relationship in decline was becoming too loud to ignore. Even the strongest bonds can break when pressure is relentless. At some stage, Teyana seemed to accept that she could no longer mend what was broken. She'd stood by Iman through rumor after rumor, quietly defending his reputation and putting on a brave face. But everyone has a limit, and Teyana, known for her unwavering love and loyalty, was finally done. Instead of unleashing a social media tirade or airing all of Iman's alleged wrongdoings, she made an internal decision to move on, quietly, gracefully, and most importantly, definitively. Word got out about the impending divorce, but the official announcement was calm, even stoic. She didn't bash Iman's name publicly. She chose to carry herself as though this split was just another hurdle in her journey, one she intended to cross with dignity. For a moment, it seemed as if the drama might subside. Teyana's composed approach made it difficult for critics or nosy onlookers to twist her narrative. She laid down her boundaries, focused on her kids, and immersed herself in her creative projects. Meanwhile, Iman's reaction was murkier. Rumors circulated that he was reeling from the break, lashing out behind the scenes, and attempting to rationalize his own actions by pointing fingers at Teyana. If there was any shred of hope left for a quiet co-parenting arrangement, it was overshadowed by fresh controversies. Specifically, tales about Iman's alleged attempts to gain sole custody of their children began to swirl, accompanied by claims that he was using his position as a father to lash out at Teyana. For someone who had faced accusations of neglecting his kids in the past, these moves came across as strategic or even spiteful to many observers. Although the full truth was elusive, it cast Iman in a distinctly negative light, hinting that the end of their marriage was only the beginning of a fresh battle. Just when the dust seemed to be settling, a new face lit up the conversation. Actor Pirre. Best known for his work in theater and film, and rumored to be stepping into the legendary role of Mufasa in an upcoming project, Aaron's star was undeniably rising. So when Teyana Taylor was spotted at events alongside him, eyebrows rose and tongues wagged. Could this be a simple friendship, or was there more beneath the surface? The internet had a field day dissecting every photo, every snippet of video, every subtle exchange. At an industry gala, Teyana was seen beaming with pride when Aaron accepted the Rising Star Award, pulling him in for a warm embrace. Viewers noted that the hug felt a little too genuine for just friendly congratulations. Sparks, they said, were flying left and right. But beyond the chemistry, what caught people's attention was the contrast between Aaron and Iman. Aaron was praised as calm, respectful, scandal-free, qualities that fans believed Teyana had been missing in her previous relationship. Where Iman seemed to chase headlines and drama, Aaron appeared more grounded and focused on cultivating a steady acting career. He didn't come with a rap sheet of rumored affairs or financial fiascos. By all accounts, he was the kind of guy who might appreciate Teyana for who she is, rather than who she could be for him. Inevitably, once word spread about Teyana and Aaron's possible romance, speculation intensified. Some fans worried that she was rushing into a new relationship, while others felt she was simply leveling up to someone who valued her properly. Either way, it was clear that Teyana had no intention of tiptoeing around with her newfound confidence. If this was indeed something real and meaningful, she wasn't going to hide it under a rock. If you thought Iman would just fade out of the picture, think again. Almost as soon as rumors about Teyana and Aaron hit the blogs, reports emerged of Iman making questionable comments about Teyana's new love interest. Some said he claimed it wouldn't last. Others alleged that he mocked the possibility of Teyana finding lasting happiness with anyone else. To put it mildly, his stance came off as bitter to a large swath of onlookers. Fans couldn't help but see his remarks as classic projection, someone who knows he messed up, now trying to disparage the new guy because he's threatened. Suddenly, Iman went from being an almost sympathetic figure dealing with heartbreak to someone actively sabotaging Teyana's progress. Rumors flared that he was planning to take Teyana to court for more custody or possibly reduce his financial obligations. Additional claims surfaced that he wanted back certain gifts he'd given Teyana, from jewelry to even partial royalties on her projects. All of this painted a picture of a man who was less concerned about the well-being of his former spouse and children, and more concerned about how he might come out on top, financially and emotionally. The public was quick to criticize. "How are you expecting sympathy when you're the one who set these events in motion?" they asked, referencing Iman's alleged infidelities and questionable treatment of Teyana. What struck many observers as especially petty was the contrast between Teyana's dignified silence and Iman's alleged vendetta to undermine her. She hadn't tarnished his name publicly, so why was he so eager to stir the pot now? The obvious explanation was jealousy, but some believed it ran deeper. Perhaps he couldn't stand seeing Teyana flourish, particularly with a new partner who seemed to elevate her rather than tear her down. Throughout this saga, fans on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok were far from shy about sharing their perspectives. Many applauded Teyana for exiting a toxic situation before she lost herself in it. They celebrated her strength, her class, and her refusal to engage in public mudslinging. Memes of Teyana leveling up flooded timelines, painting Pirre as the knight in shining armor who rescued her from a messy, draining marriage. Of course, there were also skeptics. A handful claimed Teyana might be repeating old patterns or jumping into a new relationship for the wrong reasons. Others still felt a pang of sympathy for Iman, suggesting that everyone deserves a second or third chance, and that the public shouldn't assume guilt based on rumors alone. But these opinions were far overshadowed by those who were firmly Team Teyana, praising her decision to move on with a man who, at least outwardly, seemed so much healthier for her. As for Aaron, fans were digging into his background, eager to discover anything that might suggest hidden drama. Yet, outside of his professional accomplishments and widespread respect in acting circles, there were no major skeletons in his closet. If any existed, they certainly hadn't been dragged out by the rumor mill yet. Compared to the swirl of controversies Iman was associated with, Aaron's track record looked squeaky clean. In the midst of this online fervor, neither Teyana nor Aaron rushed to confirm or deny anything. Their cryptic social media posts and subtle public outings only fueled the intrigue. Some saw it as a sign that they were allowing their relationship to develop privately, without the pressure of constant scrutiny. Others assumed they were waiting for the right time to make an official announcement. Either way, it stoked excitement, turning the possible romance into a must-watch storyline for everyone who had followed Teyana's journey from heartbreak to potential happiness. If public opinion was souring on Iman, his alleged tactics around child support pushed it to a whole new level. Reports suggested he was embroiled in legal fights to pay less than what many felt was reasonable for someone with his background. Adding to the chaos, rumors emerged that he was simultaneously spending large sums on personal luxuries, money that could have supported his children's needs. Such allegations painted him as a man desperate to hold on to every dime, even if it meant shortchanging his own family. The custody angle added another layer of drama. Stories circulated about Iman wanting more custody, not necessarily out of genuine paternal concern, but perhaps as a way to maintain leverage over Teyana. Critics pointed to alleged instances where Iman had let his kids ride in basic rideshare services while he enjoyed private accommodations, questioning whether he was truly prioritizing their well-being. Needless to say, these accusations left fans furious. How could someone who had once presented himself as a devoted father stoop to such lows? It fueled speculation that Iman was motivated by bitterness rather than genuine parental devotion. Meanwhile, Teyana continued to keep her composure, focusing on her creative projects, her own mental health, and, of course, her children's happiness. Despite what was happening in the courts or behind the scenes, she refused to fan the flames publicly, which only furthered her image as someone who simply wanted to move on and be at peace. So why are people so convinced that Aaron Pierre is a massive step up from Iman Shumpert? First, there's the stark difference in their reputations. Aaron is known for his dedication to the craft of acting. He's respected for his performances and has no widespread rumors of scandal trailing him. His calm, collected persona contrasts sharply with the drama that seemed to surround Iman's every move. Second, the glimpses of Aaron and Teyana together suggest a genuine emotional connection. Their body language at events radiates warmth, laughter, and ease, as if they're two individuals who simply enjoy each other's company without the burden of endless baggage. Some fans even drew parallels between Aaron's respectful aura and the way Russell Wilson treats Kiara, an example frequently cited for how a supportive partner can transform someone's life for the better. Lastly, the timing feels significant. Teyana didn't jump ship at the first sign of trouble in her marriage. She tried repeatedly to salvage things with Iman, only leaving after it became apparent that the situation was irreparable. For someone who gave that much effort and loyalty, it only makes sense that she'd gravitate toward a man who reflects the qualities she's long deserved. While no relationship is guaranteed forever, the early signs indicate that Aaron might be the balanced counterpart Teyana had been missing. It didn't take long for people to accuse Iman of projecting his insecurities onto Aaron. By scoffing at the idea that Teyana could find lasting happiness, he essentially hinted at his own fear, the possibility that she could indeed thrive without him. After all, this was the same woman who stuck by him through multiple controversies, mothered his children, and boosted his image whenever it was on the line. Now, as Teyana's star continues to rise, Iman is reportedly left with fewer opportunities and fading public goodwill. It's a tough pill to swallow for anyone who once basked in the spotlight of an NBA championship. Public memory can be unforgiving, especially when new controversies emerge to overshadow past achievements. With each rumor about his alleged financial woes or messy custody plays, Iman's legacy risks being tarnished further. And so, his comments about Teyana's new relationship not lasting come off as less of a sincere warning and more of a desperate attempt to save face. Perhaps he believes that if he convinces people Aaron will eventually mess up, it somehow absolves him of the role he played in dismantling his own marriage. But the public, for the most part, isn't buying it. They see a man who mismanaged his blessings, now grappling with the painful realization that life moves on, even when you try to stand in its way. A small corner of the internet argues that everyone makes mistakes and that in time, Iman could learn from his. They note how heartbreak can push people to act out, especially when they're not used to losing. Some wonder if Teyana found love too quickly, questioning whether Iman was ever given a fair shot to rectify his wrongs. However, this viewpoint remains relatively niche, overshadowed by the louder majority who see Iman as someone reaping the consequences of repeated bad decisions. Moreover, Teyana's grace in handling the split draws a stark contrast to Iman's alleged bitterness. If Iman had stepped aside with a fraction of her composure, some argue, the public might have been more sympathetic. Instead, each new rumor of manipulative legal maneuvers or petty comments about Teyana's new relationship diminishes whatever goodwill might have existed. Is there a path for redemption? Possibly, but it would require Iman to own his mistakes, publicly acknowledge them, and genuinely prioritize his children's best interests over personal pride. Thus far, the unfolding narrative makes that look like a distant prospect. At this point, the Teyana Taylor-Iman Shumpert saga serves as a cautionary tale about love, loyalty, and the pitfalls of public scrutiny. Teyana epitomizes resilience, showing that even a person's most cherished relationship can become toxic if trust and respect vanish. Her decision to separate from Iman without lingering animosity demonstrates a remarkable level of maturity, proving you can walk away from someone without allowing the experience to embitter your soul. Aaron Pierre's arrival in her life appears to signal a new chapter, one that might be filled with mutual respect, shared ambition, and possibly even genuine love. While it's still early days, their public interactions have already sparked optimism among fans. They root for Teyana to find the happiness that seemed elusive during her last few years with Iman. As for Iman, only time will tell if he can pivot from controversy to introspection. In a world where social media can amplify every misstep, he's at a critical juncture. He can either carry on with the resentment and finger-pointing, or he can accept responsibility, adapt, and grow. But one thing is clear, Teyana isn't waiting around to see which path he chooses. She's moving forward, driven by her goals, guided by self-love, and supported by a man who seems genuinely excited to stand beside her. Will Teyana and Aaron's rumored romance stand the test of time? No one can predict the future with absolute certainty, but the early signs are undeniably promising. Will Iman fade into the background or continue stirring up drama? That remains to be seen, though if his recent actions are any indication, he might not go quietly. In the end, this story reminds us all that no matter how glossy a relationship looks on the outside, it can still be plagued by secrets, ego battles, and betrayal. But it also reaffirms that even in the face of heartbreak, there's always a chance for a fresh start, especially if you're willing to walk away from what no longer serves you. Teyana did just that, and the world is eager to see how her next chapter unfolds. Will Aaron be her forever partner, or is he just one stop on her journey toward finding ultimate peace and fulfillment? One thing's for sure, Teyana Taylor isn't stepping back into the shadows anytime soon. She's faced adversity, stared it down, and emerged on the other side more focused and unstoppable than ever. So keep your eyes peeled, because this narrative is far from over. Whether it's through new music, groundbreaking artistic projects, or that hush-hush romance with Aaron Pierre, Teyana continues to prove she's a force to be reckoned with. The real question is, can everyone else keep up? Thanks for tuning in. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think Teyana's new relationship is the real deal, or should she tread cautiously? And what about Iman? Is there any chance he'll turn things around and find redemption? Or is this a done deal? Let me know in the comments and stay locked in for more on the biggest headlines shaking up the entertainment world.